Hello once again. I want to shoot a video to go into what I was talking about in my last one because I thought my camera was showing up upside down or turned around. So I figured I would do a video to clarify it. Now when I look back at it, I see that it wasn't backwards. It was just because I had my phone flipped. So therefore it just looked backwards to me. So on that video, I was talking about the words push, pull, car, card, cart, geometry, and I started to break down human being, but I never got into it. So what I'll do is I'll go into those. And I'm not just going to hold this here and point at it, because now I just want to go into the words themselves. Like the word push. See how they both start with PU because it's a placement and either a unanimous, it's like now you're in this place and a U is coming from you out here. So it's a unit outside of this place. So you say push as in a placement or a potential unit or underlying thing. Now S is a subject. When you're going to subject onto something, it's a spatial movement, subject. It's not necessarily a T. It's one missing from a T because it's subjecting. It's so then when you understand what that means, this placement, unit, subjecting here. Like the H is on the end because you go from a place as a underlying or unit of subjecting to here. So you push it. Literally, it even has a shape of it. So then when you move to the word pool, it still starts with a PU. It's a placement or a potential underlying or a unit. And L is an active base. Does that look like an L to you? If not, then L. But L is an active base. It's the 12th letter. It's AB. So it's here as it is. It's like right here. Boom. Just like K is a line saying that something is out here. It's an 11. But if you took it and bent a 1 and a 1, it would be a K. So it's literally a K is a kinetic thing out here, and L is as it lie here. M is manifesting from here. So when you understand that L being an active base, and you use the word pull, you're taking something from the placement, now it's a unit outside that placement, and you're taking it, L, active base, to L, active base. So when you have two letters, the reason I wanted to do this is to show you that when you have two letters together, they're upon themselves. So L and L added together equal X. So if you wanted to pull something here, you would placement, unit, LL. Between here and here, pull. You're going to the X, pull. And push, placement, unit, subjecting, here, push. Now I want to go into car, card, and cart. The reason I wanted to go into this is because so many people say that government means to govern the mind. It doesn't necessarily only mean that. It actually to say go, vern. And the vern is like the verb or the vital expressed reference notion. So it's like to go vern over the mount, over the rest of people. So what we amount to is literally meant. Just like cement isn't like something of the mind. It's a concept expressed, manifested, expressed, notion plus. It's what it amounts to. So meant doesn't just mean mind. But if you understand what letters specifically mean, you'll understand everything. Because people are breaking down root words and etymology and stuff. Like when I say that the English language is the most symmetric language, look at the rest of them. Put them on a 3-line graph and make a hashtag symbol, and realize that the English language happens to be the most symmetric. Not that it's better, but it's easier to understand. And when you take the English language and you translate it into the other languages, it can be understood completely. Everybody in the world can learn from this. Everybody in the world can actually know what they're here for and how we better this. So the next words I'm going into car, card, and cart, just to show you that just because it has C-A-R in each of them, it's not like they're all cars. So as you say car is a concept that you're going to be sitting in because it's that C. Remember, C is the shape of a k or a s. It's a noise coming in here. It's like the letter S makes the s sound, but now it's more subjected and tense. It's literally a C on the bottom and a C forward on the top, just like a C itself is the third letter that is the small one and the big one. So it's like an S is basically the same thing, except for we're intense and we're happening here. Just like 3 threes is 9. Now we're intense with that. It's not just 3 threes. It's actually the shape of a C spun around on itself. So the word car, it's a concept, or if you're sitting in it, it's your constant. But it's the concept being in the once between 0 and 9, being in the once. It's a concept active to reference. It's where you're going to use it to go. R is also 18th letter, so you can say it's active here. And it's that same thing as push. Here, you're going to concept, activate, reference to there, to activate here. So the car is that. Your body is your car, but it's your vehicle. We say character. People don't understand that just the word character. I'm not going to go into other words. I want to finish this. So card, now you add a D on the end of it. It's a concept, active, referencing to and from. I'm going to get this card and I'm going to buy a card and give it to you because it's coming from me to you. It's going to you from me. D is that doorway letter. So then if you say like card is in like something you deal out, I'm dealing out some cards. Oh, well, this concept, there's an active reference, an ace or a king or a queen or a jack or a two. You know, those are all concepts on this active reference on this card. It's like this concept of the thing, the piece of paper or cardboard or whatever you're using as the card, now has an activated reference. And it's to and from itself. Hey, I put this down. It's a 2. Does it look like a 2 to you? It looks like a 2 that I just drew from my hand. I'm not trying to play on words, but I'm showing you this is exactly what things mean. Now the word cart, now it's the word car with a T on it. So it's almost like a car because what are you doing? It's the concept that you're going to activate as a reference that with on wheels, plus you're going to put stuff in it. You could call the truck a big 4-wheel cart. We don't. So in that same way, it just shows you that just because it has a root word or a root combination of letters doesn't mean it means the same thing. Letters mean something. Words don't exactly mean anything. We just put letters and symbols and sounds and vibrations together and convinced ourselves of it. And because we did that, the universal mind formulates it for us. It's such a deep thing, but it's hard for people to get. It isn't too hard if you actually get all the garbage out of your mind and start paying attention to what's really happening in the world. So I want to go into the word geometry. Geo is a geography. What is geography? It's the study of a generated, expressed, ongoing thing. Now, if you say geo, generated, expressed, ongoing, metry, manifest expression plus reference vitally identified. So the shape of something is about the study of shapes. The math of shapes is geometry. In order to have anything, whether it's a square or rectangle or triangle, you had to basically cut it out of a space to measure it. So it's like geometry, like we call it metrics or meters or things like that, because it's manifested expression plus the reference vitally identified. So that you're vitally identifying the shape in space, geo, and you're manifesting an expression plus the reference vitally identified, the shape of it and the measure of it. See what I'm saying? It's right in the words. The words are trying to tell you, you've been lied to, people. So the last one I'm going to do in this one is human being. Now, are we the only human beings? Do you know what a human being really means? It's a here, unit, manifested, active, notion, or in nature. And what are you here to do? You're not here to conquer it and be the ruler of it. You're here to be the steward of it. One who helps it. One who helps it grow. One who helps it thrive. Not someone who makes your friends or your family thrive. That should happen with the whole. And if it's happening to you in your friends and family group, then maybe you all ought to start talking on how you're going to get other people to do that, because you see the world around you falling apart. Unless you like that, which I know deep down in all of us, we're not loving that the world's falling apart. And the world itself, not just the planet, the world itself will never fall apart. We're all going to be fine in the long run. But right now, if we want to actually do something good in this time and space that we're in physically, in a spiritual body, in a physical body, we actually have to work on this. We can't just say, someone's going to take care of it for us. No, you're going to take care of it for you. I will help you find ways to start doing that. But you've got to actually put it into practice. So, human being, here, unit, manifest, active, nature, or notion. Being, base, expression, identified, notion, generating. You're just being. It's a base expression, to be. I'm a base expression. I'm here, base, be. And then identify, notion, generating. If you put ing at the end of anything, like if you run, now when you're running, there's two ends, just like the pull, we have two ends because it's happening upon this notion. This notion is notioning, right? So you have a reference of a unanimous or unit outside this reference as a notion upon itself, identified, notion, generating. So you're generating the idea of run. See what I'm saying? So now human being is literally here, unit, manifest, active, notion, being. You're here to lift humanity, to hear, unit, to make it something together as one, to unify it. You know, it's not hard to understand it. I'm trying to say this in the nicest, kindest ways to help people see that I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at anybody for what's going on in the world, but it's upsetting. If you have real feelings, you should use those feelings to gauge your emotions and actually work on improving the situation that you're in. Golly, is that hard to imagine? For some reason, people seem to make it seem that way. I know I just said seem a bunch of times, so it seems like maybe I should get to the end of this video. So I hope you guys actually listen and learn, because you can learn from this little goofball over here named Dan, because all I have is the truth for you. I don't have any interest in benefiting off of you. I have an interest in all of us benefiting together, because we were meant to do that. We're not meant to come in and listen to other people tell us how to live. We're not meant to be lied to. But that's happening until we put our foot down and say no more of this crap. That's what we got to do. So, until next time, peace and God bless. If you don't like the word God, then may the universe be with you. May the force be with you. So, I love you. Peace.